Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. You know, food prices with this current inflationary period that we're in is becoming a big hit for a lot of people. A lot of folks are having a hard enough time just feeding their families, more or less building any type of emergency response plan and food storage, etc. Number 10 cans of freeze-dried food like this are upwards of $60 and more depending on what you're buying at today's prices. So what do we do about all this? Well, I'm going to show you today a shop that I just made and spent about $45 and got a lot of food. And I'm also going to show you how you can make some tasty dishes out of some of this stuff in our practice session at the end of the video. You're not going to want to miss it. Let's get started. My local Winco supermarket had canned foods on sale at 48 cents a can. I was able to buy all of this food that you see here for about $45. At 48 cents a can, it pays to go ahead and stock up on this stuff. These are all foods that we eat and rotate through on a regular basis in our household. If you watched our first video that we did about a beginner's prepper pantry, you know that I'm a big advocate about canned foods and their viability in emergency food storage. Take a look at some of the variety of things I was able to purchase. Corn, green beans, I got diced tomatoes and stewed tomatoes. We like black beans at our house. We make a lot of different meals out of them. We're going to show you just one of those today. And kidney beans are good for chilies and salads and all kinds of things. Additionally, all this food right here is nutritious, it has fiber, and it's a lot healthier than eating some of the real salty freeze-dried packaged foods that you can get, and it was a whole bunch cheaper. However, you have to start thinking outside the box on this stuff a little bit. Today we're going to take these two simple ingredients, a can of black beans and some dry oats, and we're going to make black bean burgers. You're going to see how fun it is to get creative with your food stores and how tasty it can be as well. Okay, I'm going to add about 2 cups of black beans to the bowl. You can leave out about 1/4 cup of those so that after these are smashed up, you can add that in at the very end and that'll give it a little bit more texture. I put some oats into the blender and I'm just going to whip those up now to make an oat flour that we can add to our smashed up black beans, and that'll help hold our patties together. Now I'm just going to start smashing up the black beans in here until we get kind of a pasty consistency. Okay, now I'm going to take that little remaining cup, 1/4 cup or so of black beans that we set aside earlier and put them into our smashed up beans, and I'm just going to give them a quick couple of smashes, but we don't want those to be completely broken up. Now I'm going to take about a 1/4 cup of the oat flour that we made and we'll start sprinkling that in there, and this will be, you know, this is going to be something that you're just going to have to mix and keep an eye on and see if you need more. We don't want this to get too pasty, but we certainly want it to where we can form patties. Now I'm doing these with the emphasis on cooking out of your emergency food stores. There's no question that you can make a better black bean burger than what we're doing here today by utilizing eggs. You could put chipotle peppers in there, all kinds of different things that would make these really tasty. But what we're trying to emphasize today is if you were in a grid down or an emergency situation and we were just trying to cook with bare essentials that we have in our pantry and may not have the luxury of having all those things around. If you have them, great, add them in there. Now I just explained that we're making these things out of the most basic ingredients that we can, but since I'm going to be eating these things tonight, cut me a little slack. I'm going to add a little Worcestershire sauce in there for flavor. I think that'll help these things out a bit. And while we're at it, I'm going to go out to the garden and cut some green onions, chop them up and put them in here too. And again, it goes a long way towards making some basic pantry ingredients a little more tasty. At this stage, I think I'm going to add a little bit of salt in there. We'll put a little bit of pepper in there. Now you could do cayenne pepper, garlic seasoning, all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's start forming up some patties here. Okay, we've got our patties formed up here. Now I'm going to go out and get the barbecue lit up and we'll slap these mugs on there and see how they turn out. Okay, our barbecue's ready. I put these things in the freezer for just a few minutes, kind of firm them up a little bit, and now we're going to go out and place them on the grill. Okay, I've got some mesquite charcoal in there, and I think that's going to help give these things some nice smoky flavor. I've oiled up the grill just a little bit. I'm going to put the lid on partially so that mesquite will give these things nice flavor. Okay, our burgers are cooking up nicely here. I think I'm going to add just a little bit of barbecue sauce on these things. It's something that you should keep in your pantry, condiments, things like this that you're going to want to cook with from time to time. And then we'll make cheeseburgers out of 2 of these with some nice smoky provolone. Okay, we pulled them off the grill. Now it's time to assemble this up. You could eat them just like this in a grid down emergency type situation. We're going to go ahead and put some fresh lettuce on there. We sliced up a fresh garden tomato. And of course, what would any hamburger be without some secret sauce? And there you go. Just like that, out of a can of simple black beans and some dried oats, we've been able to assemble something that would be delicious, your family would love to eat, and it was very affordable. And there we go. I'll tell you, that is delicious, and it would be a welcome addition to any emergency response plan. Hey, thanks for watching today's video. I hope that you learned something today and that it will be useful to you. $45 worth of canned goods is a lot when you can buy them on sale. And our practice session today just showed you one option that you can do with these things, certainly not an exhaustive list. If you like the information that we provided in today's video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Leave a comment and tell me how you make black bean burgers. And as always, remember, get ready so that you and your family can succeed and thrive. Is putting a big, their household, keep back to the channel. You know, these inflation